The Big Baby by Anthony Browne. So which one is the baby?
I think it's inside the house.
Maybe the baby is inside the house? Okay, let's find out.
Look,
The Big Baby, A Little Joke by Anthony Browne.
why is wearing a clown dress?
You think this is the baby wearing a clown suit?
Yeah.
Okay, let's find out. Everyone said that John Young's dad was young for his age. He did have young clothes and young hairstyles. Which hairstyle do you like, Saira?
I say this
Why?
because he's handsome.
He looks handsome in that hairstyle?
Yeah.
Alright, so that's your style. He liked very loud pop music. And he had a whole den full of toys. Mr. Young liked being young, and so he tried to stay that way. Every morning he cycled. Well, nearly every morning. Well, sometimes. And he spent ages and ages in the bathroom. When people said to him, "You do look young for your age," Mr. Young grinned boyishly. John's mom just smiled. "You should look after yourself a bit more, Mom," he said. But whenever he had a headache or caught a slight cold, he made a big fuss, went to bed, and called it flu. Mrs. Young called him a big baby. Now we know who's the big baby, right?
Yeah.
So who is the big baby? Who is this?
A big baby.
Yeah, what's his name? John Young. I think John Young's dad. Okay. One evening, he came home bursting with excitement. He was always buying new pills and special foods from health shops, and that day, he'd found a strange little shop in a back street that sold the most amazing tonic drink. It was called Elixir de Youth, and that night he eagerly drank the whole bottle. What will happen to him after he drinks
He will be a
the whole
baby.
bottle? He will be a baby? You're right. Well, John's very fond of his dad, really. But when his mom called him into their bedroom the next morning, John just burst out laughing. There in bed with his mother was a baby with his dad's face. "He's really done it now, hasn't he?" said Mrs. Young. And there was just a little bit of a smile on her face, too. "The first thing we must do is put a nappy on him. He's soaking," she said. "John, can you get one from the bottom drawer while I clean him up?" Mr. Young tried to say something, but all he came out with was "Gaga, gaga." So Mr. Young cannot say anything because he...
Let's drink a whole bottle to be a baby.
That's a funny bottle, right? Afterwards, Mrs. Young carried him downstairs for breakfast, and John fetched his old high chair from the basement. His dad made a real mess of his muesli. Look. They took him for a walk later, and everyone stopped and made a big fuss of him. Oh, these are the people whom they met while they took a stroll. He didn't seem to enjoy that much. John's mom had to say that he was a friend's baby, and she was looking after him. Mr. Young tried to say something, but all they could hear was "boga, boga, boga." When they got back home, Mrs. Young changed his nappy. Oh, yikes. Look at the nappy, it's soaked. John tried playing with him and very carefully built him a tower. But as usual, Mr. Young didn't seem interested in playing with his son. He cried and cried, so Mrs. Young sat him on the potty, but it didn't help. Poor Mr. Young looked so silly that John felt quite sorry for him. Does he look silly? What's he doing?
He's sitting on the potty.
He's sitting on the potty. John's mom put his dad to bed and he slept for hours. Much later, they heard Mr. Young's poorly voice. Can you come upstairs? They dashed up into his room. There was John's dad, back to normal. I've had a terrible dream, he wailed.
Amber, look
Oh,
up here.
poor baby.
Amber, look up here.
What's there?
Look.
What-
Look, the
what is that?
human.
Who is that?
A human sitting down, look.
Oh, is that baby John? Baby Young?
No. Look at the human. What is the human? What happened to the human?
It's just a portrait, but I don't know. That's an interesting one, right? Oh, poor baby, said Mrs. Young. But how did you know? Asked Mr. Young. She looked at John and smiled. Hey, Dad, said John. Go and look in the mirror. And he saw his first gray hair. Oh, is he young and is he still young?
Maybe, yeah.
Well, normally when you have gray hair, that means you turn old. Okay, that's a funny book.
Oh, which book?